What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the fourth annual jaBROni Awards, hosted by myself, Topher McCann, and your new, undisputed, reigning jaBROni World Champion, Mr. Mike Butler.
Oh God, it felt so good. It felt so good. Another AEW pay. I am the king of AEW. No one is better at AEW pay per views than I am. I don't know why I win this title at this event, but every time I do, it baffles me.
It's coming.
Not proud of it, but I'll take it.
It's coming to you. It's coming to you. I got it all buffed out nice for you there.
Can't wait. You know, you gotta Samoa Joe, man. You know, Samoa Joe, thank you. Edge, thank you. You know, it's even though if it were me, there'd be shenanigans on that Edge and Christian match. I'd be mad.
I mean, I can use that, but this is an award show that it's fine. I can use that as ammunition for next week, definitely. But he lost the match originally.
He did.
So I mean, we can't. I mean, I could take a point back or something, maybe, but still, I didn't even add up the things. I just knew kind of like when MJF was the again, not surprised by it at all, but we'll see. It's
I don't agree with it.
Revolution. I said I'm coming for that at Revolution because Royal Rumble's like there's not going to be a shot of Royal Rumble.
3 weeks from today.
Oh wow, really already?
Yeah.
All right, but before we get into 2024, it's time to take a look back at the year that was 2023. So this is year number 4. When we started out, we added some. This year, I think we didn't add any. We might just throw in some honorable mention categories if we feel the need to. But we're going to be giving out some jaBROni awards here. Mostly good. One, you don't want the last one, jaBROni of the year. But besides that, I mean, it's an honor and it's a privilege to get a jaBROni award. So let's start out with Breakout Star of the Year. Do you want to start this one off here?
Yeah. So I know I just had it open. I should be more prepared for this. It was quite the year. You could go a lot of ways here. You know. For me, people that jump out, Swerve Strickland. Granted, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I understand. I'm aware. I'm observant of what he does and what people like about him. Others, I mean, Logan Paul is probably a clear choice. Last year, I did a KO / Sammy, so those guys did have a great year. They did. But let's see. I think for me, I mean, I think it's pretty easy. I know. One year I went Pat Mc. We both went Pat McAfee as Breakout Star of the Year. This year, I think you have to go with LA Knight as the Breakout Star of the Year for 2023. I mean, from the depths of hell and Max Dupree, in less than a year, he comes, gets his title shot at Roman Reigns, takes him to the limit. Just an unbelievable year. He's getting put over by John Cena when Cena was there for his little run. It's hard. I mean, you can argue with a lot of guys. A lot of breakouts happen. Solo Sikoa is another one that was on my mind, but I think you have to go LA Knight with the year he had. So I'm going to LA Knight.
I'm going to say this is the first year I wrote down for both companies. I jotted down one for each. And you already mentioned for AEW's. I know you're not the biggest fan, but Swerve
I
Strickland.
I said Swerve Strickland. You know,
Yeah,
he'd
I know.
probably be
I said you mentioned
he'd be my AEW guy. I just didn't do enough research to have one for each.
just obviously there's a history on the show of even saying we were not big fans of Hit Row. We were fans. We were always fans of Swerve, and then they rehired them and no Swerve. It's like what? Always just a fan of Swerve. I always have been. I'm glad that he's finally, basically at the top of the card. For a while there with the tagging with Keith Lee, it was like, not the biggest fan of that. And then there was no real good payoff for that right after they broke up, which now in hindsight, they tried to do it almost a year later and then they couldn't work. Whatever. But I would definitely, it's hands down in AEW because, I mean, if you really think with that company, how many people are very over right now, currently, Swerve is that guy. So I would say him, but you cannot go against LA Knight this year. I mean, he was one of the most popular stars, I'd say. I mean, one of the top merch sellers from that Mountain Dew Pitch Black match with Bray Wyatt. That feud there alone, you would think kind of like, oh, LA Knight after that, he might be dead, dead in the water. But he, like you said,
I don't even think that it was like that was not even like his lowest point of his year. The Pitch Black match is my guilty pleasure. Used to be the Chemical Hell match. Now it's the Pitch Black match.
But it was a feud originally, kind of almost when you look at it, to get over Bray Wyatt and his new character, and he really like rose above that and was like, nah. And like you see it even right now. I mean, he's going to be in the main event of the Rumble this year. All right, so we go from a Pitch Black match last year with Bray Wyatt to being in a fatal four-way for the World Heavyweight title a year later. That's the definition of a breakout star.
100%. 100%.
So,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say you mentioned Logan Paul too, and there's still a chance now. Maybe you have these breakout stars feuding leading into a WrestleMania potentially. I could see maybe that happening. I don't know, but
We'll see.
But yeah, go ahead.
So I'm looking at Bleacher Report right now. They have a list of breakout stars from both AEW and WWE. Swerve Strickland rounds out the top 5 at number 5. LA Knight number 2. Any ideas who their number 1 is?
A breakout star. And
this is somebody I like probably should have. We probably all should have had this guy on our radar for the WWE side.
Gunther.
It is Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I feel like we gave him something last year though. Either way, he had NXT North American champion this year.
That's 1,000% agree. 1,000% agree.
But, congratulations to LA Knight, Swerve Strickland, for bringing home the Breakout Star of the Year award.
We'll move on now to next up. We got Tag Team of the Year. All right, I'll start this one off. I think this is just like FTR is just always in the conversation, but
yeah, you're gonna have your normal guys.
This is going towards more of the first half of the year for me. Like the first 6-7 months or whatever. And I get they're not even a tag team anymore. My tag team of the year. But I'm giving it to Sammy and KO. I mean, they had the storyline that they got together. They had the run all the way into April to win the tag titles. And not maybe the greatest run with the titles, ended up with the Judgment Day at some point. But overall, that it was more of the story and everything. It was just that you wanted them to win so bad that I just kind of, by default, when I was sitting back and thinking of the year, it's like, yeah, I love the Usos. But it was just Sammy and KO for me this year.
That's that's probably a good answer. It's just you often forget because their run kind of was in the latter stages of the year. Not the latter, excuse me, the earlier stages of the year. You could still make an excuse for the Usos because Usos were still champs. You could make pardon the play on words here, a run at the Guns. I think the Billy Guns kids had good year.
I mean, I gave it to the Acclaimed last year.
I feel like we both did. I don't have it in front of me, but I feel like we both did. I'm gonna go little kind of sideways. When I look at a tag team of the year, I don't look at titles. I try to actually ignore the titles overall, unless it's something like what the Usos did with the tag titles. I look at underdog stories. I look at chemistry. I look at all talent in the ring. I look at storyline a little bit. And honestly, I also look at to see if they have done anything individually. Sometimes you'll get those times where the one person of the tag team puts out like banger after banger after banger after banger of a match. And I also didn't put one of these guys as my breakout star of the year, but he definitely was in consideration. I'm going to go with tag team of the year for 2023, the Alpha Academy. I am. This may sound like a homer pick, but it's not a homer pick. Chad Gable and Otis have done way more, especially this year with what they've been given, and they've turned Maxine Dupree into a viable threat in the women's division. Haven't seen it yet, but I see it personally. Not to mention Chad Gable has just been having bangers with Gunther all year. I think they have been much better now than what they were when they first formed. I think a tag title run is in their future, and I'm just calling it right now before everybody else jumps on board. So, Alpha Academy, you're my tag team of the year.
Hey, I was not expecting it.
You weren't. I know. I could tell by the look on your face.
And again, mine was again more storyline driven, more than all the other factors you had. But hey, you can't really go against it. I mean, I'm fans of. I would have given it to Mansois and Marseille.
Yeah, I mean, they were my original pick. No, but no, I mean, Alpha Academy. I mean, I don't think they had a good year as FTR. They had a good year as Sammy and KO. I don't think they had a good year as the Young Bucks. I don't think they had a good year as. I mean, I would have loved to have put Finn Balor, Damian Priest in there this year. Probably should have, but I also felt like that'd be a cheap. If we had a faction of the year, I mean,
yeah,
it'd be Judgment Day. But definitely going with Alpha Academy on that.
I like it. All right, tag teams locked in. We got KO and Sammy. All the boys. All right, next up. Babyface of the year. Talk to my daughter about good and evil, good guys, the bad guys, She always asks me, the baby face. She's like, who's that? The good guy. The good guy. The one everyone's behind. The one they want to root for. You got the floor. Who's your good guy? Who's your baby face?
Man, this is hard. You could go back to LA Knight. You can go back to Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes. I try to think back to who the fans just got behind. Who's gotten the biggest pops? Who's gotten who's it? Who are the fans just 100% behind? Now, I also look at the babyface run. How were they as a babyface? And I can't. This is probably going against my better judgment because, I mean, you have one for each company, so I feel like I should also have one for each company. So I'm going to do that here. For the WWE side, I don't think I could easily go Cody Rhodes. I'm totally not going to though, because I feel like that's simple. Simple. CM Punk crossed my mind, but I don't know. He's gotten mixed reactions from fans regarding his situation. So I stepped back from him. Again, Sammy is an easy pick. KO is an easy pick. Even Seth Rollins is an easy pick. But I am going to go on the WWE side. I'm going Jey Uso. I think he was the babyface of the year. He had people going crazy. As soon as when he turned on Roman, I mean, that was like one of my moments of the year when he kicked Roman in the face on SmackDown. I couldn't believe it. He's got the whole yeet thing going on. There's a whole, once you have a t-shirt of your word, I mean, that's kind of solidifies it. And then you got, I was going to say something. Oh, he's got his little like thing he does with the crowd and everybody does it. And, you know, I mean, that's a yes chant, you know, and like 10 years ago, we'd be saying, oh, Daniel Bryan, superstar, babyface of the year, because he's got the yes thing going. I'm got for WWE, Jey Uso. I'm writing it down. Congratulations to Jay, and I can't believe I'm doing this, but for AEW, despite the fact that I do not like the run he's on as a babyface, going MJF as your babyface of the year, because his title run during that time was good. I don't like him as a babyface, but I know I can't always have them as babyfaces. So for AEW, MJF is my babyface of the year.
1,000% agree with you. I have MJF written down for AEW babyface. The turn happened. He's our scumbag. He was great at it. And again, I love him as a heel. But hands down, he was the top face in that company. Now I'm going to differ with you on WWE side and my overall baby face of the year. I take account into this more also just things I see on social media and things happening outside of the ring on top of it. And you said it could be easy. It's a layup, kind of simple, but there's no way that Cody Rhodes is not the babyface of the year. For me personally, I just think all of that. I think you're like a year premature on Jey Uso. I still think that it hasn't. That was all last year for the most part. All of last year, he was not a babyface. He just made the turn halfway through the year, and he got drafted. Cody got him over on a new. So I still think he's just early into his run. Because I kind of think some of the Jey Uso stuff is. I think there's that. I still think he's on his rise to have that. Like LA Knight just went through that ride. Like I still think Jey Uso is getting ready to go on that. So, and I think Jimmy has a lot. Jimmy's awesome. So he has the potential to go on one hell of it either because he's goofy. You don't really know. Like he reminds me of like Truth, kind of like, but like on his, I don't know, very interesting. But I just think Cody Rhodes, all the stuff he's sending a bunch of kids to WrestleMania coming up, just the things that he does outside of the ring on top of everything, and he's got his iconic whoa, that's his yeet thing. So and again, yeah, the finishing, everyone wants him to finish the story. I can't say I'm 100% behind that with him beating Roman, but he's, when you think of a baby face, and then like when you were saying about someone who just the fans love, it's like it's so easy. How do you not throw CM Punk in there, who got the biggest pop in both companies this year? Like how do you even really say that in a calendar year that one guy got the biggest pop in each company? That's a wild thing. But Cody and Jay, and actually there you go. That was a short-lived run. That's one of the tag. That was that press conference alone, iconic. Nice little month run with the titles.
Agreed.
All right. For every good guy, there's gotta be a bad guy. Time for that good old heel of the year. And I'm starting this off. I've been very quiet. All right. I've definitely I'm leaning towards one other. All right. AEW's Christian Cage. I think hands down he was the best heel in AEW. And it's Christian Cage versus everybody who doesn't have a father figure in their life. He's just been on the run, honestly, of his career. But I was very quiet on him. You've mentioned him already. My heel of the year, Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom, I thought was just he was a breakout star. I was like, hey, company, but I was just like, he's been this character for a while now, and I just thought, just the way that they do the whole booing thing, and where he has to try to talk over everybody booing him. It's just like people genuinely don't like him, and just when you see the picture of him when he debuted, when he was with his dad, like in the whole, oh my God, with the short hair and everything, just to what he is now, it's just like day and night. And just, yeah, it's just the heat that he gets alone whenever he is trying to talk. And again, it could be a talk. Christian Cage, again, has been one of the most entertaining things of AEW this year as well. But yeah, I have to give it to Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom needed an award.
Look!
Heel of the year.
Look what my daughter brought in from dance class. It's one of those sticky things.
Yeah, slam it against the wall, dude. Nice.
Yeah. And that's something. My dad never used to let me have these.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Dad never loved me.
Anyway, so yeah, I agree with. I mean, if I'm giving AEW awards out, Christian Cage wholeheartedly. Not even close. Maybe Swerve is a little close, but Christian Cage is AEW heel of the year.
You know what's that one for Dan?
And I kind of took an unusual turn here with heel of the year in WWE. It's not that I don't agree with Dirty Dom.
Dad,
It's just that I think there was.
you have to stop your podcast
Hold it.
because everybody's coming over and everybody wants to hear your podcast.
Hold it.
Bring
Look, the kids take over. Who's your heel of the year?
Dad, I learned some steps. Can you just shush and concentrate and
Can you say hi?
to
Can you say hi? Can you wave?
two?
Can you wave?
Yeah.
What?
Can you just close down?
No, I'm not. It's the jaBROni Awards. I can't just close.
Close your mouth.
Oh, close my mouth. Oh no, you get out of here. You get out of here.
She's heel of the year.
Yeah, she's heel of the year.
Shut your
Look at the
mouth.
puppy. Look at the puppy.
I see him.
You see the puppy?
Yeah, I see him.
Isn't he adorable?
He's big and strong.
Yeah, she's big and yeah. Olivia is big and strong for carrying the puppy. That's right.
I'll look at he's big and strong.
You will be big and strong.
Well, I'm the big and strong now.
You kind of are. I mean, you hurt me sometimes.
I carry the puppy.
You can't carry the puppy. The puppy's on the other end of the computer.
No. I'm not talking about the puppy. I'm talking about a cat. You silly goose.
Oh yeah, go pick up the cat. See how that works out. All right. Anyway.
I'm saying to you anyway.
Okay.
What a cameo.
Yes, there was a moment.
Heel of the year. Sophia.
It's not that I disagree with Dirty Dom. It's just that, he didn't get there on his own. He had a lot of help. So I don't know if this is legal, but my WWE heel of the year, or should I say heels of the year, is the Judgment Day. 100%. I mean, they've racked up. They had almost all the titles in the company at one time, at one point. Dirty Dom, you can't hear him on the mic. Finn Balor has embraced his role in the Judgment Day. Damian Priest, Mr. Money in the Bank. I mean, they've accomplished a lot, and people hate them. People hate all of them. They can't wait for the tag titles to be on somebody else. Dirty Dom lost his NXT North American Championship. Rhea Ripley, I don't know if that title's ever going to leave her. There's no one right now in the company that strikes fear into my eyes taking Rhea Ripley's title. Spoiler alert. Judgment Day by far heels of the year.
How did you get your chair up here?
Carried it.
I would say too, though, you were saying that he needed the help of Judgment Day to be the heel of the year. You have to also go with your babyface of the year, Jey Uso. Kind of needed the help of the bloodline to build up that for him to be babyface.
Yeah, but I'm not going to give the bloodline babyface of the year.
Is that
Touche. I mean, Judgment Day in general, they run Monday Night Raw right now. Everyone thinks they run Raw, though. I mean, you got Monday Night Rollins, Judgment Day runs it. Monday Night Rollins.
Want to know what I'm wearing today?
I already saw what you're wearing today.
All right. We're moving on now to Feud of the Year.
Look what I'm wearing today.
You're starting this one off, right?
Yeah, I'm starting this one off. Man, Feud of the Year.
Well,
Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, MJF, and MJF and Samoa Joe.
Daddy,
what's up, babe?
look Cody Rhodes in this t-shirt.
You look good. That is tough. CM Punk versus AEW. Feud of the Year. Man, you laugh, but I mean,
no,
that wasn't.
You're doing these off the top of your head, right? Well, as you go through them,
kind of. Like I have my ideas, but Feud of the Year is a pretty big one. You could do. Cody and Roman didn't really do anything. I'm gonna.
But see, like it's so, like it was. But I guess feuds are only sometimes about maybe even long, about 3 to 5 months. So it's like,
I mean, that's why like something that jumps right at the top of my head, even though like it maybe wasn't like a groundbreaking feud, it was still I guess a feud, and that was Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. I mean, they had the 3 matches. I mean, god damn, I'm like absolutely stumped on this, to be honest with you. I could go.
he stopped.
Let's see. I am going to go. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it this way. It lasted damn near. I feel like it lasted a long time. And feud to me, a lot of its length. And you look at Cody Rhodes and Lesnar. Yeah, it lasted maybe like 3 months, but I think this lasted longer. Go Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. AEW for me would probably be Paige and Strickland. Granted, I also think that feud produced the worst moment of the year.
Everyone was obsessed with that last match.
Yes. I think, and it sounds like it's continuing into 2024. For WWE, I am going to go with a feud that had no titles, no nothing. Did it culminate at WrestleMania 39? We will see. But they've even had moments past WrestleMania where they've taken jabs at each other, subtle jabs. So is it over? I don't think it is. Ladies and gentlemen, my WWE feud of the year will be Rey Mysterio versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Oh shit!
Yes, Dominic Mysterio taking home his 3rd jaBROni of the Year award. Congratulations. This one is for Feud of the Year with his father. Just great storytelling from your little online clips, your WWE exclusives of them visiting at Christmas and at Thanksgiving, to their match at WrestleMania, to Dominic costing Rey a spot in the Royal Rumble, attacking him on his way to the ring. You got Rey Mysterio in the corner of Dragon Lee when he wins the North American Championship this year. I mean, a lot of things went on. The match at WrestleMania was fucking fantastic. So, yeah, I'm going Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio as the Feud of the Year.
I like it. I like it. It was in consideration for myself. When I think of AEW, there was one that like I remember when. Well, I could say so. I remember when they came out, I was like, "Oh, this is a test. This is interesting." And that so MJF is champion. I forget who he won against. I think this might have after, but it's him and Bryan Danielson. I remember when I can't remember who he retained against, and then on Dynamite, Danielson came out and set up that was going to be his next, and I was just like, wow, like this is definitely to get MJF over. And then they had that Iron Man match, and it was just like, all right, the big hype is just like Bryan Danielson in an Iron Man match against MJF, and MJF. People always talk shit on him, and he was great on the mic and a great wrestler. And that Iron Man match was awesome, and it didn't even feel like an Iron Man match watching it almost, where it was like it was over and it was sudden death. And remember that feud being like, I was excited to be like, all right, MJ, this is like something where you get through Bryan Danielson, and this is I can't agree after that feud that it was the greatest then of a title run. But that popped out for AEW. But for me, and this is one that I was saying, maybe even before we record, I was saying like some of my stuff like it started brewing towards the end of 2022, but we went full effect. We were at Raw. Was it Raw 1000?
Raw 30?
Raw
Raw
30. Where we just had all of these iconic moments all the way. So I broke it down to, it was my feud of the year was Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline. From the chair shot at Rumble to them we're at, well, it was a few weeks before that we were at the Raw and they stopped Solo from the trial. Like we got to be part of some of this run and see it live. Like that that council meeting on Raw was, oh my God, it was fantastic sitting there watching that live. And they pull up all the evidence. That was like one of the coolest things of just pulling out all these clips that happened throughout like the past year of like this moment and this moment and this moment. And both sides of the story. You saw like Roman do it and then Jay come back like, I got a video package. But yeah, leading all the way to the twist and turns to them winning the tag titles at Mania. I just think Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline was hands down my feud of the year. I don't think it'd be touched. It was good stuff. All right. Next up now, it's moment time. There's good and there's bad. We're going to go with the good first. We're going to do best moment of the year. All right, I'm starting this one off here. And here we go. This is the one I said. One superstar involved in both companies' best moment of the year, I thought. And that was AEW. A little show called Collision started in June, in which many people were interested in what this man had to say after being gone for a very long time after a brawl out. A man named CM Punk returned to AEW after all of this nonsense on a show called Collision. And he came out, and a lot of people didn't maybe, I don't, some people aren't fans of the promo, but you could tell me when I'm telling lies promo, and it was fantastic. And it was one of the bigger moments in the company. Everyone, that was the story from the suspension, just like, is Punk, what are they going to do? Are they going to fire him? Is he going to come back or whatever? He comes back, makes relevance of a show for at least a week or two. The same with another show that airs Friday nights as well, Rampage. That was one there, but let's be honest. I mean, Survivor Series, CM Punk returning to WWE 10 years later. I mean, you literally tell me a best moment right now this year and tell me it's not CM Punk returning at Survivor Series. That is, I was a game changer. Like when people said Keith Lee signed with AEW, game changer. Saraya signed with AEW, that's a game changer. No, this is a game changer. So CM Punk owns 2023 was CM Punk's pitch. He's got the moment of the year. And I just also want to say, though, honorable mention, Sami Zayn chair shot to Roman with KO handcuffed to the ropes. What a moment. It happened in January, and I just want to give it its flowers. That moment was everyone's like, oh, yeah. And so that as well, but no one believed Punk was returning to WWE, and it happened in one of those classic moments. CM Punk, Phil Brooks, let's go. And the best is yet to come.
Absolutely. So I know that I knew that you were going to go one of two ways as far as the WWE moment went. I knew you were either going to go Sammy, or I knew you were going to go CM Punk return. And I was just going to go whatever one you didn't go, because both were awesome. So by default, I am doing the Sammy chair shot, heard around the world. As far as AEW goes, I'm not going to go the CM Punk return thing again. What I will do is, because I like this guy so much, and I didn't have to do this. I don't have to give AEW an award, but I'm going to. Because I like the guy so much, Adam Cole returning to AEW. Not like after he was out earlier this year. I think he had a concussion maybe. But he came
at Forbidden Door. He got that in that match.
He came out and just I felt good. He started that. He shortly started that feud with Jericho.
Yes.
So him coming out saying that he has bad news for everybody else in AEW and that he's cleared to return. Feel good moment for me. Great moment for AEW. Kudos to them. So I'm gonna go with those two moments.
Beautiful. The devil. All right. Worst moment of the year.
All right. I am struggling to find one for WWE. I'm sure they're there. I mean, I guess
the bias is.
Did we? Well, hold on. Are we counting the VKM stuff? Right. That was this year.
Carried over into 2023. Yes. I mean, he's now not involved again with anything.
Right. All right. So there you go. That's the stuff that's happening with Vince. I believe he was also jaBROni of the Year last year.
Daddy, I'm back.
I heard.
Hopefully Vince isn't.
Yeah. I mean it is bad enough to where you kind of put it twice. If we're being lighthearted, if we're being a lighthearted group of people, I'll say Shane McMahon coming back at WrestleMania 39 and blowing out his quads. That was pretty bad.
No, I did. When I was going through the year, I had that.
Since I gave jaBROni of the Year to Vince last year, I'm going to go with that. Shane McMahon coming back at WrestleMania 39, blowing out his quads. Pretty terrible moment. It was already bad when he comes out because nobody wanted Shane McMahon.
I watched it this morning. It's something you could forget about easily because it happened so long ago, but it was like, and then Snoop was there. It's just like, whoa.
Yeah, it is. And kudos to Snoop. And then for
today, man.
Yes. As far as AEW, I don't care if people are hardcore fans of this. I'm not. I thought it was stupid. Adam Page drinking Shane Strickland's blood was pretty stupid on a lot of counts. Those are my worst moments of the year. I just don't like seeing somebody drinking somebody else's blood. Not now. The argument there is someone will say, Gangrel used to come down to the ring and spit blood out and drink it from a goblet and everything. I know that that's not real blood. Just.
Are you critiquing people's match of the year? How dare
I'm critiquing my AEW feud of the year, I think. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Worst moments that stuck out real quick. I remember at the end of Dynamite, I'm pretty sure Leatherface came down. And we found out that it was apparently Tony Khan dressed up promoting the new Texas Chainsaw video game towards the middle of last year. But the worst moment of the year for AEW, and I said this a little while ago, it was funny. It was a funny moment because it was out there. It was out there in the dirt sheets that this an altercation happened about people backstage. but the real glass, Go Cry Me a River, goes down as AEW's worst moment in hindsight now, because let's look where we're at after all of that. That really became I mean, we had 20 some minutes later an altercation with Punk and Jack Perry. Tony Khan, scared for his life, ends up terminating the contract of Phil Brooks. He shows up in WWE, and we are now here. That's a pretty and just currently the product of AEW with television and the storylines. It's just right now, it just seems like that could be one of the worst moments for that. Maybe not even a year. It's just for that company in general, and it all just stems from just a boy making a stupid comment to the camera. So, Crimea River. That's my worst moment of the year, for hands down, for all companies. That's not a good moment. Funny, again, cannot reiterate how funny it is, because the story was out there. You wanted to use real glass. In hindsight, hilarious.
Yes.
I mean, not even in hindsight. It's just hilarious. It's just funny to look at it now. All right. Yeah, we got match of the year now. Sometimes this kind of correlates with sometimes feud of the year as well a lot. Am I starting this off? This is you.
No, because I did the Shane returning one.
Mine kind of almost involves both of mine from the companies involve my feud of the year as well. My AEW side was the Iron Man match from Revolution with MJF and Bryan Danielson, and my match of the year overall was KO, Sami Zayn versus the Usos, night one of Is she not a fan of my night one tag team?
Oh, she is.
All right. My daughter is whispering in my ear. Yes, you can. Okay. Anyway, but yes. Sammy KO versus the Usos. With the ending of a great story. It was just an overall good ending to night of WrestleMania. That's my feud of the year. I have nothing else to say. My daughter cut me off on my momentum.
So that's just overall your feud, your match of the year.
My match Iron Man. Yeah. Iron Man, KO, Sammy, and Usos.
Oh,
they were the two.
All right. So for AEW, I'll go with you there. Go with the Iron Man match of the year in AEW for sure. The tag match at WrestleMania, again, kind of knew your strategy there. We like to spread these awards out. Granted, pretty sure the same people, well, two of the same people. Actually, no, I'm going to go nowhere near that. I was about to say Usos versus Roman and Solo. I was about to do it, but I'm not doing it. I had this in my head earlier.
It's a little messy, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. The men's WrestleMania showcase match was a big match.
No.
Granted, it wasn't for anything. It was totally random. It's not my match of the year, but I wanted to shout out the men's WrestleMania showcase match. I think it had Viking Raiders, probably Alpha Academy. I forget the other two teams. My match of the year takes place in a little place called Puerto Rico. In a no-holds-barred match, you have Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. Oh my God. Atmosphere. It was totally overbooked, but there's good overbook and bad overbook, and this was fantastic overbook. Savio Vega, Carlito, the reaction from the fans, the interferences. It was like probably one of the moments of the decade, if you really think about it. Just an absolute fantastic match. Definitely worthy of match of the year, 100%.
The environment, yeah, and just like for next year too, just to say like they're going everywhere next year. They're going all over the world next year for premium live events. So those atmospheres, just like Puerto Rico next year, you're gonna have like Canada. We're going Germany. It's gonna be.
Someone's here.
It's crazy that they're now like we're getting these premium live events are going to be all different times now and everywhere. Things that they were like kind of scared of doing with timing, but I mean with some of these coming up next year, I mean we're gonna have some early premium live events. I don't think any of them are like Beast in the East. I gotta wake up at like 4 a.m., but we'll see. All right, we have 3 more categories left. We have our male and female superstars of the year, and then we have jaBROni of the year. Let's get this going with our female wrestler of the year. This was super easy for both companies.
Yeah, it kind of is for WWE. Well, both companies, sure. WWE for me, obviously, Rhea Ripley. Not much else to say. You've seen the year that she had. Just phenomenal. As far as AEW, I'm not 100% sure. I know Toni Storm had a thing. She's had a good year. I just don't. I didn't watch it enough to give out a female of the year. But I mean, if I had to guess, I know Toni had the title a couple times. So I would go Toni Storm, but I'm not officially going to give out a female of the year award to AEW here, just because I didn't watch it enough. But maybe you can enlighten me.
No, that's super fair. No, it's hands down Toni Storm with her character at AEW. But come on. The people taking home for me for all these awards, you gotta have the R's. You gotta have the R's to be a female or male superstar of the year, wrestler of the year, if you will, whatever you. Gotta have those R's. Gotta have those R's. Rhea Ripley, hands down, the leader of Judgment Day. She is the real leader. You can't. It's just a no contest. She's fantastic. That's about it. I'm still mad that she lost that one Rumble against Bianca Belair, but besides that, I mean.
Hey, she was the first woman to win the Rumble at number 1. So
she's the best. It's Rhea Ripley, and it's a no contest. Male wrestler of the year. Come on,
don't do it. Don't do it.
It is. He is the draw. He's not there a lot, but when he's there, everyone wants to watch. He's involved in all the big matches for the company for the most part all of the year. It's him. It's Roman Reigns is the male wrestler of the year. He's a top dog. That's his storyline. That's the title reign. This is something in this era that it has not happened in a very long time, and they're doing it with many. I mean, everyone breaking records of really long streaks with the title. from Rhea to Gunther to Roman, and it's just, again, I want this to continue for way longer now with the Rock involved, and I don't want him finishing a story with Cody yet. I just want this to continue. I think as soon as he loses that title, I think the aura of everything kind of falls off. There's a great story still that you could tell with him losing the title, but I just think he's the draw. It's like when he's, and again, I get it, he's not there all the time, but if not, it's stale. It becomes very stale. And also MJF in AEW is their top guy. But go ahead though. Yeah. I know. Sorry.
Honestly, I'm relieved. I'm relieved to hear you say that, because I thought you were going Seth Rollins. Whilst I don't appreciate Seth Rollins' world title reign right now, he would be a worthy contender for Superstar of the Year, male Superstar of the Year. He not my male Superstar of the Year. I figured I don't hate Roman Reigns, but I do look at attendance. MJF is obviously the male wrestler of the year for AEW. My heart wants to give this to LA Knight. Really does. But my brain, and I try to follow my brain, so I'm going to follow my brain. I mean, he's had a couple match of the year candidates. It's hard. If you're going to give this to MJF, you kind of have to give it to this guy. Match of the year candidates, not only on pay-per-view. I mean, he had one with Chad Gable on Raw. He had the triple threat at WrestleMania. You got to go male Superstar of the Year, Gunther, your longest reigning Intercontinental champion. I mean, ever. So Gunther is, me, hands down, wrestler of the year.
No argument here. Gunther. And another one. I don't see many people who should be taking that IC title from him. So hopefully that continues for a while. Oh my God.
You hear that? There's a field full of geese across from me, and they all just flocked away.
What's good, geese? Hopefully you guys don't fall into our last category of the night, jaBROni of the Year. In past, we've had the Mysterios, Nikki ASH, Tony Khan, Vince McMahon, and Dirt Sheet writers. What is in our what could possibly be next?
Yeah. Is it me?
Yes.
It's me. All right. Now, for me, jaBROni of the Year, it's one guy. I ain't giving out jaBROni of the Years all over the place. This award is one guy. And I don't know about you, but for the first time ever in this illustrious award show, there is a repeat for jaBROni of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, making history, Tony Khan, jaBROni of the Year. And I gotta say, it was even more of a doozy this year than it was the last time. Because honestly, I don't remember why I gave it to him last time. I mean, you got first off, you don't come out and say that you fear for your life from somebody, whilst also saying later in the year that your company is the safest of all pro wrestling companies. You don't really do that. Meanwhile, you got the Jericho situation, which seemed to have died down a little bit. There's a whole story in and of itself, but you're asked all these serious questions at your latest media scrum, and you're wearing a stupid ass wig with stupid ass sunglasses like you're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry, you're a child and you suck, and I hate you so goddamn much. So much. And I hope you go bankrupt and somebody else takes over that company, because you are the worst person in AEW right now. And it's crazy because you're not even on TV, and you still still manage to be like the worst thing about AEW all the time. Like all the time. It's insane. It's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. The fact that you allow things like Paige drinking other humans' blood is fucking wild. The fact that you let CM Punk get away from you is fucking wild. Toph, like over the years, I keep having these internet people, and we've seen it, saying that Keith Lee was going to thrive in AEW, but son of a bitch, I don't think he has. And you know whose fucking problem that is? That is fucking Tony Khan's problem. Yeah, he's just not a good person. He's not. This year, I think it was this year, I got blocked by somebody because Guevara got married and Tony Khan was there, and I said, "Oh man, must have been a lot of coke getting done at that party." Boom, blocked. Guess what? Probably was. I'm just saying, there probably was, and I probably had a lot of coke getting done before that media scrum. Hence the big sunglasses. I don't know, just fucking wild that he is a person and just. Oh, he thought he was cool. Who is that college? He sent a fucking title belt to college. I forget who college football team. It was the AEW belt, but with that school's side plates. Like, could you be more WWE? Could you? I mean, come on. You are a fucking travesty of owner, CEO, whomever you are. You are the worst person ever. And don't even get me, that's just AEW, Tony. Don't even get me started on ROH, Tony. I don't even know what he's doing over there. You put the ROH tag titles on, at the time, Unmasked Men. You have Samoa Joe drop the ROH title for no fucking reason. After having multi-company world champions in your own company, you decide, nah, fuck it. Doesn't make fucking sense.
And they're also doing the same storyline with Christian, like Lucha, like Kill Switch winning, like getting that title shot and then just giving it to Christian, and then they're doing the same thing, like Wardlow's gonna win the title, and when I come back, he's gonna give it to me. It's just like you're doing the same storyline with this. It's the same.
And how about speaking of storylines, how about this whole devil fucking thing? Was it? I mean, that's the one like decent thing he's done. Not that it was good because it wasn't good. Not that the reveal was good because it wasn't good. But the fact that it's over with, that's good. So I guess kudos for finally realizing that maybe you had to end it, but not quite. Like, I don't know. You're fucking stupid. I've never hated somebody more probably than Tony Khan. Seriously. I do not understand the fascination with this guy. Sure, he puts on matches that the hardcore IWC members love to see, but then like what else? What else do you have? He's the scum of the earth. I stepped on a piece of gum the other day, and I'd rather save that one and collect it than ever save Tony Khan from like a burning fire. Every single week, it seems like he is giving me more of a reason. Every month, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Every month or every 3 months, he's giving me the benefit of the. He's giving me a reason to just fucking hate him, and most of it is just the way he presents himself in front of people. And there is something he knows about this Jericho situation, in my opinion. And when it comes out, he'll probably be next year's jaBROni of the Year.
He's gonna get VKM.
So, maybe. So TK, congratulations, you piece of monkey shit.
All right. Wow. So you may. I have to agree with you 100%. I was trying to. This year I had a little out with all this too, because I didn't want to be just upset to just all the men out there. Just I wanted to be a male and a female this year. So I honestly cannot add anything. Tony Khan, jaBROni of the Year, hands down, the way he handled this company. Look where CM Punk's at. He's in WWE. He started the year in AEW. What happened there? It's because they don't have a boss that can figure out. He wants to have friends. That's fine. He wants to have friends instead of being a businessman. But I'm going to go now to switch over to a person, Jessica Naderman. Does that ring a bell?
Not at all. Not
Jessica
at all.
Naderman. She is the general manager of a place I visited this year in the summertime. A little place called Donny Park that I did not get to rant about. That we didn't get to record the week of. And then we moved on with our life. And I said, you know what? I'm not letting go of this. I refuse to let go of this. So I did a little research, and I needed to figure out the person who was responsible for almost making me have one of the worst days of my life. And that person's name, I found out at least who I'm putting the blame on, is Jessica Naderman. She is the general manager of Donny Park up in Allentown.
And the VP.
Yeah, she's the.
She looks like a jaBROni.
Yeah, they're merging with like Six Flags now, their parks or whatever. But I don't know. I saw these articles come up that in November about all this. But this happened, I believe, like in August. I went and just literally, like, you're supposed to go to one of these places and have like a fun day, rides, good food, water park. None of that happened. It was there. It had the potential of happening, but it was. I have an audience now. It's funny now because both of my kids who I took are in the room as I ran about it, but they knew.
You're just on the sidelines, just like.
They had a fun day. Of course, they had a fun day. Like, it was the worst experience ever from just lines. The place was packed probably by like 10,000 people that probably shouldn't have been inside the place because just it was over way max capacity. The amount of money you pay per car to even park in there is ridiculous. Like, this place was pulling over like millions of dollars a day. And just like you get food, oh, you want ketchup? It's out. Doesn't matter. No one's going to fill it up. I got a drink, a margarita, a frozen margarita. They put in this like tube thing that gets thin all the way up here. And they put the frozen drink in there. And there's like a air bubble in it where some of it goes down and then there's like a gap and then it starts filling up again. And they give it to you. It's like $17, $18, $20. And then you get it and you like shake the thing down. And then there's literally, you could pour it into a cup. It wouldn't even fill up the cup. Hands down, everything you did from eating to waiting in lines to then the rides. I went into there's a Snoopy land that we walked into. As soon as you walk into it, it smells like nothing but weed everywhere. I'm just like, oh, this is great. It's just run by like 16-year-old kids. I remember waiting in line for one of the roller coasters, and I took pictures of it. I just became like this, like, what are they, Chads or Karens? Chads?
Karen?
Like,
Chaz.
yeah,
Chaz is new for me.
pictures of like, there was like, you had to go in the line, and it was a zigzag that led you. People had to wait in the line zigzagged, and then there was a little line that people were just coming up and ducking under the chain and getting in front of everybody who was waiting in the zigzag part. And at a certain point, we were in line forever, and I started saying, like, look, those kids are just going underneath and getting in front of us. So I left. I think I left. I went to go smoke somewhere where you can't smoke in there, but I just smoked wherever because fuck that place. And then I walk back, and it's like 20 minutes later, and they're still in line, and they didn't even make much more of because you just see a bunch of these like urban youths coming through and just skipping the line, and no one's saying anything. And all the people at the front of the ride are all just kids who are 16 talking to each other, and no one's paying attention to anything. It's like the worst place ever. I could sit here and rant about it all day, but that place needs to get set on fire and never exist. Never take your kids to Donny Park. I wouldn't take my kids to any parks anymore. I have to. They like it. It's fun. But Donny, I would never go to Donny Park, Wildwood, or Kingdom. Two great parks. One great. Suck a fucking dick. So Jessica Naderman, is that her? Do I know your name by heart now since that? Yeah, Jessica Naderman. I'm blaming it all on you. You piece of shit. jaBROni the year long-term con, yeah. Male and female. Oh my god!
What's up with corporate, man? What's up with corporate? Jeez,
bunch of douchebags. God. All right, so that puts in 4 years. jaBROni Awards. We will return to regular scheduled programming next week, talking all that is nonsense in professional wrestling, getting ready for Royal Rumble and all that stuff. You can find all of we did 1 year of audio, like 3 years of all the episodes on YouTube. But you can look at past jaBROni Awards all on the YouTube page, also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that. Follow us on X, jaBROni's Pod. I'm Happy jaBROni Champion. Where are you?
I'm Philly jaBROni 1 on X.
Any closing words for we're putting the little ribbon. We're in 2024, but we're closing out 2023.
Just, I hope people be better in 2024. Okay. That's all.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we don't have TK for another year for the 5th annual.
I feel like we will.
There's a strong possibility. All right. We are getting out of here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the 4th annual jaBROni Awards. We will see you next week. jaBROnis. Out.
jaBROni, jaBROni, XYZ, ABC. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jaBROni. We don't believe you, jaBROni. Nah, we don't believe you, jaBROni.